Seeking public validation is a deceptive trap that has ruined so many lives. This is the story of Ananias and Sapphira.
In the early days of the church in Jerusalem, the believers lived like one family. They prayed together, shared meals together, and cared deeply for one another. Many of them owned lands and houses, and because of their love, they sold their possessions willingly. They brought the money to the apostles so that everyone's needs could be met. There was joy, unity, and great respect for God among the people. One day, a man named Ananias and his wife, Sapphira, watched what was happening in the church. They saw how people who gave generously were respected and spoken of with honor. They liked the attention and praise. They wanted others to see them as faithful and devoted believers. They owned a piece of land and decided to sell it. But before they did, they made a secret agreement. After selling the land, they counted the money together. It was a large amount. Fear and greed entered their hearts. They decided to keep part of the money for themselves. There was nothing wrong with keeping it, but they chose to lie. They planned to pretend that they were giving all the money to God. They wanted the praise without full honesty. Ananias went first to the gathering of believers. He carried part of the money and placed it at the apostles' feet. People looked at him and thought he was being generous, but God already knew the truth. The Holy Spirit revealed what was hidden. Peter looked at Ananias and spoke with deep seriousness. Peter asked him why Satan had filled his heart to lie to the Holy Spirit. He told him that the land belonged to him before it was sold and the money was under his control after the sale. He did not have to give everything, but he chose to lie. Peter said that Ananias had not lied to men but to God. As soon as Ananias heard these words, fear overtook him. His body weakened and he fell to the ground. His life left him instantly. The room was filled with shock and silence. No one spoke. Great fear came upon everyone who witnessed it. The young men rose up, wrapped his body, and carried him out to bury him. The news spread quickly among the believers. People trembled because they understood that God is holy and cannot be deceived. They realized that God sees the heart and judges truthfully. The joy of the church was now mixed with deep reverence and fear of the Lord. About 3 hours later, Sapphira came in. She did not know what had happened to her husband. She walked in calmly expecting praise and approval. Peter looked at her with compassion and gave her a chance to tell the truth. He asked her if the land had been sold for the amount that was brought. Sapphira answered confidently and said yes. That was the full price. She repeated the lie they had agreed on together. Peter then spoke firmly and said that she and her husband had agreed together to test the Spirit of the Lord. He told her that the men who buried her husband were at the door and would carry her out as well. Immediately, Sapphira fell down at his feet and died. The young men entered, found her dead, and carried her out. They buried her beside her husband. Once again, great fear came upon the church and upon all who heard these things. This event left a deep mark on the believers. They learned that God desires honesty more than appearance. He is not impressed by public acts that hide private lies. He looks at the heart and values truth. Ananias and Sapphira were not judged for keeping money but for lying to God and pretending to be something they were not. The church continued to grow after this, but now with deeper respect and caution, believers gave freely and truthfully. They learned that serving God requires sincerity, humility, and fear of the Lord. This story became a powerful reminder that God is loving and merciful, but also holy and just, and that walking in truth brings life while deception brings destruction.
Kindly let us know in the comments section how this story has inspired you, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and God bless you.